Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the Bill Knight Ford Cascia Hall Commando football show with head coach Joe Medina. And Coach Medina, when we take a look at the 42-14 loss at Bartleville, we have a 4A team playing a 6A team, and your kids did well the second half.
Yeah, you know, it's disappointing that we lost, but we ran into a very good football team. They're going to do very well in the 6A2 playoffs. I was proud of our kids. You know, they came out, they competed hard. The one thing that we've got to learn and really take away from this is we've got to make plays in critical situations and have guys step up to the front and do that. And once we do that, we'll get over the hump and we'll be fine.
Well, I thought it was so interesting in the fact that they are ranked, Bartleville, number 4 in Class 6A2, and you are ranked number 6 in 4A. And yet the second half, when so many teams kind of fall away, your kids stayed right in there and played them even.
Yeah, we asked our kids to come out and compete, and that's exactly what they did in the second half, and we gave ourselves a chance. You know, we got a score, and unfortunately we couldn't hold them on defense, but you never know. You know, they scored 28 points in the first half. We could do the same thing, so just proud of the way that we played.
Well, Coach, let's roll into action here and let you call the plays as we see Cascia Hall playing at Bartleville.
Well, right here, this has been one of the strong points of our year so far. You know, this is our kick return team. Grant Ward fields the kick, does a great job, gets some great blocks on the outside, and we're starting on the other side of the 50-yard line here and run Grant again. He started at quarterback this week for us. Very good athlete, throws a nice pass out here to Zach Powell, and Zach picks up 5 yards, and we're inside the 30-yard line. Got a key fourth down situation here. Grant's got to put that ball in the air. You know, again, that's an example right there of where we've got to make a play in key situations. Their quarterback, Colton Penrod, fantastic football player, one of the best high school quarterbacks that I've seen, very poised, does a great job throwing the ball there, and I believe this one here, he's going to scramble up. This one here's the touchdown. Finds a good wide receiver there, and they take an early 7-0 lead. Again, Grant's still in at quarterback. We throw the short hitch route. Back to pass he goes, runs the quarterback draw on third down. We don't pick up a block. And so we call on Nathan Dinsmore to punt the ball. And again, you don't want to give a great offense, good field position, don't get the best punt. We get an unlucky bounce, and they're going to start shop right there at the 40-yard line. They turn to the running game. They had a good, tough running back here, number 9, who is going to make some good yards here, get some good blocking. Nice tackle there. That's Zach Powell on the tackle. And this is a scramble here. Oh, actually, we get a sack here. I believe that's Jesse Wood on the quarterback sack. And this is a scramble I was telling you about. Just a very smooth quarterback this young man is, and hopefully has a bright future in college football. Here we go. Goal line defense has been another good strength for ours. We make it tough for them there, but eventually they're going to get in, but not by much. You know, the guys are playing hard, and we're down quickly 14-0, still in the first quarter, so it's time to make some things happen. Go back to the hitch route, pick up some yards. Back to pass we go. This is James Rouse here, gets a good third down conversion. Chandler Sokolowski on the reception. Out here, throw the little screen pass, get a good gain, but we get a penalty, puts us back. Throw the quick out over here. Nice move by Chandler. He's going to set us up for third down. Don't convert the third down, and again, Dinsmore set to punt. This time he gets a little bit better punt, great coverage, get a penalty there, which is going to bring this one back. Still got to improve on our punt coverage there as they picked up some good yards. But we benefited from the playoffs here again, or from the penalty. Here again, we flush them out of the pocket, need to make that play there on the quarterback. Nice hit, we fumble, and we get the first break of the game. Still 14-0, game going into the second quarter. James in at quarterback, gets a nice third down conversion here to Davis Lambert. Commandos on the roll here, hand the ball off to Dalton Turner. Dalton's played really well for us in the first 2 ball games. And then here we are, 4th and short, and for the second week in a row, underneath center, we fumble the snap and don't convert. Bartleville again, back on offense, trying to hammer that run game. Defense responding pretty well here. Get a little bit of a crease there, and this kid is going to run down the sidelines. Great hustle here, and I want to emphasize the effort there. They have 1st and goal from inside the 5, and you're going to see a couple plays here that our guys just step up. Brett Boone with a nice tackle there. This is the third down play. Try to run the running back again. We stretch it out, get great defensive pursuit. And then here on 4th down, we get great pressure, flush them out of the pocket. And again, just to show you how hard our kids play, we gave up a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, and we get the ball back. 14-0 here. This is, again, another opportunity that we missed to move the chains, so we've got to punt the football away. Nathan does a good job here, gets a good punt, but again, our special teams, our punt cover team is going to lose contain, and here they are late in the first half with great field position inside the 30-yard line. A couple plays gets them inside the 20-yard line. Defense, again, still trying to hold us tough there. Back to pass, the quarterback goes, scrambles around, and going to see Lewis Guillory, a very promising young sophomore here, get in on the play, hold the quarterback for the pursuit to get him, and we get a sack. And then this was a little disheartening here, left a receiver wide open, and for the score. Trying to run the clock out here before half, throw the pass or miss the pass here, almost gets intercepted. Back to pass we go on a 3rd down. Nice catch by Tanner Schwab, another promising sophomore, short of the 1st down. Punt the ball back to them, and they run a pretty good 2-minute drill here. Nice catch there by the wide receiver, and it's a talented football team. They got kids that make plays. Look at this play here. They fumble. We're right on him. He flips it to the running back, and he's going to scramble in there for the touchdown, give him the 28-point lead. Again, trying to fight to get a score before half, hand the ball off to Dalton Turner, picks up some good blocks and about 13 yards. And then here's the last play of the first half, try to run the counter sweep pass. It's not there. James, with a lot of poise, finds Dalton. Dalton's going to try to get in the end zone, but again, they do a good job containing us, and we're down 28-0 at half.
But we also know, down 28-0, you can come back the second half.
You sure can. All it takes is a couple turnovers and playing great defense.
Stay with us here on the Cascia Commando Football Show, and we're going to have the second half with Coach Medina right after this.
Ready or not, here I come.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to the Bill Knight Ford Cascia Commando Football Show with head coach Joe Medina. Well, coach, behind 28-0 at the half, but you know one thing for sure, your kids will come out and play the second half.
Absolutely right. You know, we asked them to go out and compete, and they compete all the time, but I was very proud of the way that they played. We asked them to create a turnover, and you'll see on the highlights, the very first offensive play that Bartleville does, you know, we get a turnover.
Well, let's roll into action here in the second half as we go into a 28-0 Bartlesville over Cascia Hall.
Well, here it is. First play, they try to go deep again, and we have a senior cornerback, Zach Powell, who's played some really good football. He's going to make the interception right there and set us up with our first big play. Zach comes right back, and he catches a ball here, gets us all the way down the field, breaks the tackle, makes a nice move up there, and just needs to run a little bit more north and south to get that ball in the end zone. Come here with the counter sweep. Nathan Dinsmore, good tough yards. You can see our offensive line starting to assert itself. Got a 4th down or 3rd down here that we don't convert. Here's our 4th down play, drop back to pass. They do a good job covering the route. And again, we miss an opportunity after that great start in the first half, or the start of the second half. Defense is still playing tough. Here we go. We have a little bit of a breakdown there, and running back picks up some good yards, goes right through the middle. We need to play that a little bit tougher, and so now they're up 35-0. No quitting this football team. Go to our empty package, put Grant Ward back in. He's makes some things happen, this time with his arm. Throws a nice route there to Cannon Montgomery. Picks up a 1st down. Here we go on the counter sweep, quarterback counter sweep. Grant picks up some good yardage. Throw the little spot pass here, set up a 2nd and short. Great option run here by Grant. Thought he was going to take that the distance. Unfortunately, gets tackled at the 15-yard line. And then we miss an opportunity here, have the ball in our hands. Kid makes a good play to knock it out. We got 4th down here, and again, just barely miss on the pass and turn the ball over. Coming back here, here's Zach again on defense, making a great play, knocking the pass away. Got pressure here, got the screen route rolling, and Brett Boone sniffs it out for little to no gain. And again, unlucky here. Bad snap, we lose contain, allow the punter to punt it, and he does a great job of punting it out. Grant does a great job of catching the ball. I think I would have fair caught that one, but we're in close. And going to hand the ball to Dalton Turner, gets great blocking over that left side, makes a wonderful cut, and he gets into the end zone. Tyler Wedding with the extra point. And we have a 35-7 ball game as we get to the end of the third quarter. Try the onside kick here. Looks like we recovered. The officials ruled that we touched it before the 10-yard stripe there, so Bartleville takes over. Got to have the defense again, try to make a stand. Guys are playing hard. Cater Colmia, Jake Hall there with a nice stop. In the fourth quarter here, you can see two very blatant holding calls. Kid rolls out, finds the open receiver, makes the catch, and he gets in, so now it's 42-7. They answered our score, which I think is key. Dalton Turner here with a nice kickoff return, sets it up, looks like he's going left, cuts it back right, and we're out to the 35-yard line. Back to Grant Ward. Again, Grant has a bad habit of holding on to the ball too long, and that was a third down play that we didn't convert, so now we've got to punt it away. Again, defense needs to step up. Got good pressure on the quarterback here. Incompletion pass. James back in at quarterback here, throws the ball to Grant Summers, makes a nice catch, going to come back with the very next play. It was the same play on the very next play, and again, Grant picks up good yards. Run the little Bronco play, good job pulling there by the guard and then down blocking by the left side of the line. Okay, and again, nice pump fake there by James Rouse, and he's going to find Grant Summers for his second touchdown in two weeks, 42-14, kid's still playing hard. See good kickoff coverage here. Lewis Guillory down there making a play. Okay, fumble, we should have gotten that ball, but again, it just kind of sums up the night. We were close, but no cigar. Got the younger ones in there, Jonathan Cowan with a nice tackle. This is a promising freshman for us. Jake Tuttle picks up about 8 yards over the right side of the offensive line. Dalton Turner at quarterback here. He's got a promising future. Tries to throw the ball here and just misconnects. And so we're going to end the game here with a nice play by sophomore Tate Bonham, tackling the Bartlesville running back for a loss. So, tough loss for us, but a lot of good things to also take from the game.
And the thing that comes across my mind is how well you played in the second half, and the opening game against Holland Hall, how well you played in the second half. You've got a third and fourth quarter team.
We do, and what we got to do is we got to find that first and second quarter team and play the complete game. But again, as I mentioned to the team after the game, we have these 3 preseason games to keep tuning up, to keep refining our systems, because the real football comes in 2 weeks when we kick off district play. But we got a tough one this week at Millwood, so nothing is given, and we just got to keep working hard.
We have about a minute. Give us a real quick scouting report on Oklahoma City Millwood.
Just very athletic. They're big up front. All their players up front are about 250 pounds or greater, and then just great skilled people led by a junior quarterback that gave us fits last year when he was a sophomore. So we've got a lot of good pursuit angles to work this week, and just again try to get the ball out to our playmakers and see if we can start fast this week.
And I think everyone always wonders, health-wise, did you come out of the Bartlesville game health-wise?
Yeah, we're pretty healthy. We took one injury to a starting defensive lineman. I think it's just a tweaked ankle, so I think he'll be fine and ready to go on Friday.
Looking forward to it, and we're going to have a couple of very special guests coming up here on the program, so stay with us on the Cash Hall Commando Football Show. We're back with Coach Medina right after this.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Welcome back to the Bill Knight Ford Cash Hall Commando Football Show with head coach Joe Medina. And Coach Medina, as always, in this segment, we have 2 very special guests, and introduce them and give us a little word about them.
Well, on a night that it wasn't very good for us on the scoreboard, we had 2 players that really stood out. Next to me here is Zach Powell, a senior defensive back and wide receiver, had a couple catches and made an interception. And next to him is junior Dalton Turner. Dalton is has played primarily as a running back for us this year, and he got a touchdown with his run that really got us a little bit back into the game. So proud of both of their efforts.
Well, I'm going to throw out here a question to start with you, Zach, and let both of you comment on it. But when you take a look at the loss at Bartlesville, from a player's perspective, What is the team going to do to rebound?
We have to learn from our mistakes and watch film. And we definitely were disheartened by losing the game, but we were proud that we stayed in the game and kept fighting.
But you don't come away with a lot of negative feeling, do you?
No, because that was a very good football team. We played pretty good, I think.
Dalton?
Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing with the loss because the players, we know we could have done better as a team, key things here and there to make the game a lot closer. But at the same time, like, we know that was a really good football team, but we're proud that we kept playing hard.
Coach, I think they'd like to hear your comment on this.
Yeah, and I think, and we talked about this in our meeting on Saturday, it's when we learn to make the key play on those third downs when we're on offense, on the fourth down when we got to stop them on defense, that's when we're going to get over the hump. And we've got talent, JV. We've got a lot of talent. We've got some depth that we haven't had in years past. And so once we learn, and we've got one more game to learn it, then we're going to roll pretty well in the district.
Zach, when you take a look at everything that goes on in high school football, Cascia Hall Class 3A in enrollment, and you're playing a 6A2 school in Bartlesville. What do you think as a player, both of you, about playing a school that much larger?
I thought it was a great opportunity to see what we can do against such a big school. And it was very exciting to play at their stadium, so how big it was, and it was very cool.
Dalton?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great opportunity too to show other people what your team was made of, and at the same time find out what your team was made of.
And Coach, from a coaching standpoint?
Well, and I told the kids early in the week I would never put them in a situation that they couldn't handle. And last year when we beat Bartlesville, that just kind of proved my point. And this year we had our chances and just didn't make that key play, as I mentioned before. But as the guys keep emphasizing here, it's an opportunity. It's a great opportunity. And, there's 7 more opportunities for the regular season to make some plays. And once we make those plays, we'll be fantastic.
Zach, when you take a look at the loss, always disappointing when you lose. But what do you learn from a loss like this to a 6A school at their place in Bartlesville?
We learned what we're made of. Second half we came back and we fought all the way to the end. We learned from our mistakes, see what we need to improve on so that we can hopefully win our next few ball games.
Dalton, what would be your reaction?
Yeah, like, winning is great and all, but sometimes you just need losses to really highlight the things you got to do to be better as a team going forward in the year.
Coach?
Great answers. I mean, that's what you want your players to say. Everybody wants to win. But I know for me as a coach, I'm very similar to the players. I want to learn how I can be a better coach in these situations and put these guys in better situations to make plays. So again, you don't want to lose, but we're gonna look at what we can take out of this and move forward.
Well, let's take a look at this, Zach. When you look at Oklahoma City Millwood coming in to play at Cascia Hall, what are your feelings getting ready to go into this game on Friday night?
I'm looking forward to it. They're a very good and fast football team. I think it'll be a very good game.
Dalton?
Yeah, same thing. They're going to be fast. They'll be athletic. It's going to really key out our special players.
And you look back at Oklahoma City Millwood, they've had great teams in the past.
They've had great teams, and we'd go from playing a 6A team to a 2A team, but it doesn't matter to us. We want to play the best teams that we can, and they're going to pose a lot of challenge with their athleticism, with their size. So we've got to be on, or else we're going to lose 2 games in a row. But I don't think so, JV. I think these kids have the right attitude, and they'll come to work this week and practice.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to look at the situation because you're playing a home game, your first home game of the season at Ray Siegfried Stadium. And how much a difference does this make about playing at home or away from home? Zach?
I believe playing at home, it definitely gives an advantage to the home team. Going away can be kind of scary, I guess. And at home, you're kind of familiar with, because you're there every day for school.
Dalton?
Yeah, at home, I think we might draw a few more fans to come out because we're closer. And I think it'll be nice we get to break out our new blue home uniforms.
It's always so much fun to play at home when all of the kids come and all of the parents and all of the alumni come. But you're awfully good on the road as well.
We're awfully good on the road too, but I'll be honest with you, I've really the last couple of years enjoyed playing at home. It's special. It's an event. You know, the tailgaters will be out there, so just looking forward to, as Dalton said, you know, opening up the home season in those brand new uniforms. So it'll be a fun night at Cascia Hall. So everybody be sure and go.
Well, and I'd like to, encourage all of the viewers today to come out and watch. Whether you're a Cascia Hall fan or not, you would enjoy what happens there at the Ray Sigford Stadium when the Cascia Hall Commandos take the field. Guys, I want to wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay with us here on the Cascia Hall Commando Football Show. We're back with a special guest right after this.
Movies are one thing, but in the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake, and you'll be seen as a hero by your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov today.
Welcome back to the Cascia Hall Commando Football Show, brought to you by Bill Knight Ford, along with head coach Joe Medina. And Coach Medina, a very special guest today.
Yep, as always, the first guest of the Commando Show every year is the headmaster, and this year Roger Carter, who is in his 6th year as our headmaster, joins us for the show.
Well, I know looking back, Roger, over the years that what you have done, and we started way back a long time ago. Our friendship has been here for a long time.
That's right, all the way back in the 70s. In fact, I had the opportunity to do my intern teaching with Coach Haney at Webster High School, and we coached some basketball together. And I learned a lot about basketball. It was a lot of fun.
Had a lot of fun back then. But let's get up into the present time here.
Okay.
As we look at the school year 2015, 2016, how are things going at Cascia Hall?
Going great, they really are. We're off to a terrific start. Our numbers are up, way up, and we've just had a good way to start the school year with a big win over Holland Hall to start the season, of course, and all. But we've tried some new things. We have a Chromebook that all of our students have. We've got all that IT technology stuff working and everything. But to answer the question, we're off to a great start.
Well, looking back on your history as a former director of athletics, as a former state championship coach, what role do you play now in sports?
Well, in sports, a supporter. I try to work hard and support our coaches. We're very fortunate. We've got guys like Joe. We have a terrific coaching staff. We really do. They care about our students, and they're terrific teachers. To be a good coach, you have to be a good teacher.
And this is something that I hear Coach Medina say so often, how he enjoys teaching. Am I right on that?
You're right, and Roger's right too. I mean, to me, teaching is teaching, and I tell people all the time I'm a teacher of science, theology, and football. So if you can do one, I think you can do them all.
Well, as we look over the total educational process, you always have an outstanding faculty. The administration is always interested in teaching the students. Kind of comment on the great work that they do at Cascia Hall.
Well, obviously we prepare students for college and for their future. And I'm always amazed at the number of our alums that come back and the roles that they play not only in our local economy, but also state and national. So I think one of the biggest things we do is prepare our students for the future. They just do an outstanding job.
This is something I get from you, Coach Medina, so often, that it is an entirely different process than a lot of people imagine. The fact that you start at the very bottom, you go to the top and include everything on the way up, instead of just circling on one little note and going.
Well, let me start at the top. One of the things I like about Roger is Roger's always in the office. Roger's always present in the school and part of our everyday school life, and that filters down through his administration, us as teachers, and then that gives us the motivation to go into the classroom and really motivate the students. So you got to give credit where credit's due, and we have a good thing going at Cascia. We brought in a lot of new faculty this year that, again, through Roger's leadership, he's welcomed them, and they feel really part of our Cascia community, and they're going to do some great things.
Well, something that always jumps out at me when you look at Cascia Hall is the academic standpoint, outstanding. Spiritually involved, outstanding. And from an athletic standpoint, when you look from top to bottom, from fall to spring, you have an outstanding athletic program. Now, do you have any new things coming aboard on the horizon at Cascia Hall?
Well, we always try to strive for new things. We're always trying to build up. We actually have another club sport coming up, lacrosse, this spring. So that's something our students are really interested in, and so that's something that we'll be working on as we go forward.
What do you think about lacrosse?
I think it's great. I've met with the coach. He seems like a very energetic, passionate guy. I think it's going to help our football program. So again, just it's another way that we can get kids involved in our school, and I just think that's such a good thing. So, you know, Roger's a great leader, and he's getting ready to lead us on this strategic plan, which we call Vision 2020 now, or
all the way up to 2020, right?
2020. So we'll set some new strategic goals and work towards those goals here over the next 7 years.
Well, you know, something that you do at Cascia Hall that I am so supportive of is the fact that you involve them in more than one sport. You involve them in more than one activity. And that's like taking different courses academically, that you get a little bit of all of it. And then in the end, you will select which direction you want to go.
Yeah, and it's a good process, again, that we have there. You know, we pride ourselves on educating the whole student.
Well, now we find something new. Roger, we understand you're playing golf.
I am. It's bad golf, but yeah, I've played golf a long time. But this past summer, actually, Joe and I were able to get out several times, and I've just kind of got the bug. So I've been out quite a bit this summer. It's just it's a great sport. It's a great place to just unwind, have fun with your friends.
And you know, I think that's so important what you said, because so many times that you get hung up with activities that is going on within the job, and you just really need to get out there and get away from all of it, play around the golf. Don't worry about winning or losing on Friday night, but just relax. So that's good.
Yeah, and Roger mentioned we played a few times this summer, and it was a lot of fun just being with him and hanging out. He's quite the golfer. He used to be a pretty good athlete, and you can see in the way that he swings, it's pretty smooth.
Well, when I found out this, I thought he was also a very good putter.
Oh, he can do everything.
And we know that for sure that is very important, that you close it out with that 25 or 30-foot putt, then that makes you want to come back for more, doesn't
That's
it?
right.
Roger, always a pleasure having you aboard here on the football show with head coach Joe Medina. Hope to have you back soon.
Thank you, JV.
And we'll see you again next week right here on the Cascia Hall Commando football show with head coach Joe Medina.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.